And Treasure was, huh? Cause what? $500? What? When? And I feel like China really had receipts because she pulled it up and she showed her.
I mean, she did have receipts or whatever, but I feel like I don't feel like it was like I don't feel like it was a rift that happened. I think maybe it was like maybe a moment of realization. Like I give no.
There was a situation, whether it be a blow up or just something that happened that both of them know.
Like a lot of fucking money, like. Where and
I think it was a specific situation,
and maybe it was out of being friends, and kind of towards the end of the episode, Treasure mentioned, or you wanted me to work for you, or you had me doing things, so maybe you just like maybe she wrote her a big ass check at some point and was like, here's 10 racks, like just be my, or whatever the case is.
Which may have been the case,
but
Black China never disputed that.
But the
thing is, don't play like I never gave you no money. Like, don't play like you was just sitting here and I watch you be broke and lonely. Like, no, you got some money out of me. Don't play like you never got the money. Regardless of what you did, if you did do X, Y, Z, A, B, C, W, X, Y, whatever you did in between, yeah, I did. You got some money, though. I gave you some money, though, right? Don't play like I didn't give you no money.
But, I mean, in the midst of that conversation, it kind of sounds like when she gave her the money, it wasn't clear expectation. That's just like...
It may not have been. That's how I go with friendships. And that's why Bishop was telling her...
Friends in business don't...
That's why he was saying it like
don't
that.
employ somebody that needs you.
I don't necessarily agree with that because I believe in spreading the love wholeheartedly. But... Of course, I do think you got to give it to the ones that you know is going to
execute to do the job.
Exactly. So, but with that, it's like, but the reality is, you mixing this together. Don't ever for 1 second think that this person, your friend, is going to put business before your friendship. This person that's working for you is always going to think you're friends first. So this is my friend. I can call off, or I can not show up.
Naturally, because that's how your rapport is built. Like, you're my friend first. Like, yeah, I kind of do this here and there for you. Like, if you need me, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna help you. Just as we've seen on previous episodes, like Treasure was the only one trying to pull shit together and trying to make shit happen. When she had a whole assistant, she had a whole manager. Yeah, true. I mean, we could say that about everybody if that's the case.
But we talking about Treasure.
But
I'm not saying that wasn't the case. I'm not saying that was the case. But the reality is, at the end of the day, we all knew the cameras was there. So show me. I just need some receipts of some shit that didn't have nothing to do with no cameras. And
I mean, as I said, I was trying to say that out of her own mouth. Like, Treasure has been there with niggas and crying, and her mama. So even to try to like cut her, that's what I'm saying. Like, people's true colors come out there to just kind of show how solid you truly are when the shit hit the fan. Is just like, even for her to try to cut her deep and tell her, like, you in the same boat as Tony. Like, I'm looking at you like Tony. I'm looking at you like my mama. And I don't know if she was trying to insinuate that her mom wants money from her, or her mom is like an opportunist in some sense, and Treasure was looking that same way. But that's kind of like fucked up. Like, if I ever want to try to salvage a friendship after the camera stop rolling, or I want to be your friend afterwards, or we actually have a foundation built, like, why would I ever fucking come out my mouth and say some shit like that, like, to try to hurt you? Like, that's my whole thing. Like, don't try to purposely fucking try to cut me deep if you truly care about me and you love me and I'm your friend. Like, that to me, like, that just shows signs of like, I can't fuck with you. Because anytime the shit don't go your way, it don't pan out the way you want it to, or we get into it, we don't see eye to eye, you gonna try to take the lowest blow and try to, make me look like the bad guy. And that to me, that ain't love. That ain't friendship.
Agreed.
So that's what I just can't fuck with. Like, whatever the premise of the argument was, cool. But when you come to name calling and comparing and trying to cut deep, like, that shit, like, Treasure was a humble pie. Like,
was she?
She was. She was like, I'm just trying to figure out, why.
No, just because people don't get to the same level of anger and argumentativeness as you do, that don't make you humble.
She was humble.
People play that role trying to make you look unhumble.
But why is it
crazy.
A role though? Why can't it really just be how it is?
No,
like maybe that's really how she felt.
You know there's a word for that. There's a phrase for that. A term
what is
for that.
it?
It's
what is
gaslighting.
No.
That's
not always the case.
That's called gaslighting, where you set me off, and then when I go off, you sit back and act like you don't know what's going on.
She was set off from the beginning, though, Prince. Like, she was like, so what's that? Like, let's get to it. What we here for?
She knew what was. I'm telling you, there were situations that she knew what was up. You here trying to play this role like, I don't know what's up. You know what's up.
But as somebody,
that's gaslighting. You know what's up. You trying to play what's up.
So if you know what you're dealing with, why would you ever get to that point?
Because why do I have to hold my tongue? And
it's not about holding your tongue, but it's about like why do I want to be looked at this person, like be portrayed as this person?
I don't care how I'm looked at. Why do I have to hold my tongue?
Obviously, she do. Like, she crying on the next episode.
Because
like,
her feelings are hurt. That's her feelings. Listen, let me tell y'all
how
something.
Your feelings hurt?
I get what
you
China.
Calling people bum bitches.
I get China. Because you are. Because like I said, you gaslit me. You brought me on here. You came here, even though it may not have been you who brought me, so to say, but you came on here acting like, what's up? Set me off. You knew that was going to set me off. If you know what...
So you don't think that in front of the cameras was the only way that they would have that conversation?
Maybe, but maybe not. My point is, you came to the conversation, regardless of where, how, when it happened. You came to the conversation acting like, what? Like, because I don't know what's up. When good and well, you know what's up.
Well, maybe she would have been better off just saying what it was and not just like turning up on her like that.
But that's her. That's her being a friend to her friend.
But not calling her bum bitches. I mean, let's just be real about it. Like, even the way. Would you rather be
called a bum bitch or have all your shit put out on the air?
Even the way China was talking to her staff, like, and I get like them niggas fucked up. Like, your wig wasn't right. They woke you up early, all kind of shit. But like, I think there's a lack of like respect and a lack of like humbleness. Like, I think there's certain people that get into entertainment and the industry, and shit kind of just happens for them the way it does, and they really start to like sip their own Kool-Aid, and they really buy into what the fuck everybody else is saying to them. And I think that she's one of those people. I think she's really bought in. And I think that she needs to kind of be brought down. Like, you can't speak to people like that and expect them to be loyal to you. Just even on the next up and coming episodes, her manager is texting somebody else talking about how you don't fuck with her, he don't like her, talking shit about her. Like, but how can you expect to speak to people in this demeanor and they just take it and them not feel no type of way? Like, yeah, I'm going to take your check. Yeah, I'm going to work for you. I'm going to do my job. But I don't fuck with you and I don't like you because you're not a likable motherfucker. Like, how can you expect that? Of course, you're always going to have your staff rotating in and out because you're not a decent motherfucker. You don't talk to people like you respect them. Yeah, you're paying them, but you speak to them like they're shit on the ground. You can't do that. I don't care how much money you have. You're never going to have somebody around you that's really solid and really all about you and really likes you and respects you because you don't respect other people. I think that's the problem. Like,
the thing is, like, but you can't say that in a circumstance where again, that's called gaslighting. Like, you can't set me off and then be mad that I got set off. You can't do that. That's not fair. That's not right.
No. It's not the same thing. Because if you look at, like, for example, the episode that I'm speaking of, when she was in New York and they woke her up an hour early. She was like, you guys didn't give me food and, all of this shit. And you woke me up an hour early, like 6 o'clock.
Because guaranteed, this wasn't said, but guaranteed, there was a list of, this is this is that, this is not what I need, this is what when I wake up, have my food, when I don't wake me up until XYZ, wake me up at X o'clock. There was a list. I guarantee.
I guarantee there was a list. However.
So why would I not be mad if you went off the list? Why would I not be mad?
There's a level of professionalism that has to be maintained, and you have to speak to people. And maybe there's a way you need to articulate that to allow them to understand, so that way this does not happen again. However, she went about it berating them, calling them fucking idiots, cussing them out, all type of shit. You don't get that. I mean, that just goes back to the old saying, like, you get more flies with honey than you do fucking vinegar. Like, you talk to people, you break it down to them, you gain some common ground and some understanding. You allow them to understand your perspective, and you understand where they was coming from. Man, shit, maybe they thought they was being proactive.
They definitely did, but don't go against my beliefs.
But you don't berate them. You don't humiliate them. You don't talk to them like crazy. Like, that's just not.
No,
I mean, that's just not how you get shit done. Like, in any setting.
I definitely agree with that. However,
so with that, I don't respect that. I don't agree with the way that she goes about conducting business, because you're only going to get to a certain level, and then that's it. Because you can't build a solid team being that way. You got to fix some shit. So that's my take on that.
So what should they do? Should they make up, or who should apologize?
I mean, we got to get to the ground root of what the issue is first.
We probably will never know that as the audience.
Okay. But, I mean, if the friendship is worth it, you feel like this person adds more value
Personal
to you.
Opinion, who should apologize, if anybody?
I don't know, because I don't know. I mean, China should definitely apologize for calling her a bum bitch on camera. Hey.
I think the opposite.
I think you need to apologize. You don't get to call me a bum bitch. I'm not calling you outside your name. Why would you disrespect me, regardless of what the root of the issue is? You don't get to call me a bum bitch. And I really think that Treasure really rocked China. I really think that Treasure would put the motherfucking paws on China. You know, so I guess we'll soon see what.
I don't think that. I think China would give her the DC business.
I mean, Treasure's from DC too, but you know, that's neither here or there. But yeah, y'all. So this has been episode of our very first episode of Shyts and Giggles. Make sure you tune in on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, and YouTube. Make sure you are following Shyts and Giggles on Instagram, SHYTS in the letter N GIGGLES at Instagram and Twitter. I guess we will start tweeting a little bit more, since Twitter after dark is the place to be with the porn and the nakedness, and I'm all the way here for that. So yeah, make sure you're following our individual pages. Mine is Auntie Mimi, no I, 2 E's. What's your IG, Prince?
Prince Ali, PRIINCE _ ALIII. Amorous me, amorous he, amorous he.
And that is our first, I was going to say the last episode. Ooh, the one. Our first episode. Any last words to leave with the congregation?
Be polite, be kind, be understanding. That's all. You?
Just be you and do what makes you comfortable. Do what makes you feel happy, and just do right by yourself and the people around you.
Gotcha.
And that's it, y'all. Signing off.